an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the live sunset safari here in Juma Private Game Reserve in Sabi Sand Wildlife Reserve, where the sun is shining. And my name is Steve and I'm joined by Cameron on camera. And what a beautiful day it is to be out and about. Now our plan was to have a look at some dams and see if we could find some action. Well, we checked one already and there was nothing happening, so we thought let's come down to the river, the Mawati River, which there's a little bit of shade and some tall trees. We thought maybe pick up on some elephant activity. There are some tracks moving through the river. Don't forget everybody, we are live, we're interactive, and your questions and comments are valuable to us. We'd love to hear from you using the hashtag WildEarth or throw them in on the YouTube chat stream. Now, I'm going to get off the vehicle for a little bit and we're going to be doing all sorts of things, tracking and ecology today. And I would like to find some elephants. Now, this is a big elephant over here. Look at the size of this track, Cam. Can you see it? Half of it. Now, apparently, yeah, this is the front foot of the elephant. The bumper's in the way. Of course, the bumper's in the way. Okay, well, here's a back foot. He was walking quite quickly as he came down over here. Okay, so that is a big elephant. That is the second big elephant. And they walk through the river. I was going to try and draw something for you, but it's not going to work very well because you can't see very well. Anyway, here's a big elephant. Here is the front of the track coming down. And the reason they're spaced so far apart is because he was coming down the hill. As he came down the hill, he moved quite quickly. But can you see just a little bit of this, Cam? Even a little. Okay, everybody, so now a friend of mine worked out that the height of an elephant is 8 times the width of the front foot. 8 times. So I'm going to measure the width. Okay, so bear with me here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I actually had a German friend who worked out that it was 7.8 and not 8. So it's close enough. But look at the size. Look at the size of that. If I measure that, must be about 3.5 meters. 1, 2, 3.5. Plus minus, with a few inches in between. Now that is a big elephant. You can imagine that animal. Now some of you saw the other day me standing next to that elephant. So have a look at the shoulder height of me in the sunshine. Can you see the stick, Cam? Is there a nice comparison? And there's me trying to touch the top of the elephant's shoulder. I can't quite do it. But you imagine, that is huge. So that is the back. And obviously if we had his other feet, he's there, he's there, he's here. It's a big square. It's a big animal if you had to put him in to a box, which is what we as people like to do. We like to put things into boxes. Tasha, you like ecology? Fantastic. Well, I think there's a little patch over here that I want to just have a look at where I'm walking. We go from the sand, and then suddenly there's these little tendrils of grass, and then it gets bushier and bushier and bushier and bushier, and then we have the tree line. Okay, now what we're looking at right here is a process called plant succession. Now there's two topics in there. There's grassland succession and then there's plant succession. So it goes from an open area. Obviously a river like this can't sustain vegetation all year round. It can't. But what will happen is seeds will form. Some plants might root and might stay. Seeds will form and grasses might move in. So what's essentially happening is the grass wants to move here, wants to occupy this area, wants to take over this area, and forces of nature prevent that from happening or shift it. With regards to erosion, with regards to water, overgrazing, possibly even overutilization, can lead to an area becoming denuded, but the vegetation, all it wants to do is move back into the space. So one of the grass species that we have that's very good at moving in, have a look at this guy. I'm going to do a little bit of scientific damaging here just to show you that this grass is trying to colonize, and it's not starting here. This grass has started much further back. Dylan, lots of different species are quite responsible for it, but I'll get to that in a minute. Some grasses can, like, just imagine how hot it's going to get where my hand is here. Imagine how much water there is here. Not a lot in this pot here. It's dry, it's exposed, it's sun-baked, there's no moisture. Only certain plants are able to have evolved to occupy this space. Okay, and those, we know it, we've called them pioneers. Plants that are able to move into areas that are inhospitable, that require hardiness, strength, toughness. Okay, and there's a couple of grasses that do that. But here is a plant that is a pioneer, but it also is what we call a climax grass. I'll explain that a bit more, but have a look at how this grass is growing. So it actually moves along, and then it roots itself. And it roots itself. And see how it's expanding. This is the same grass here, dropping its roots, all the way up the bank this grass goes. So starting probably up here, you can see it with this long stolon, which is an above ground rooting system. The grass puts roots down, and at each section leaves come out. Darkman lover, you enjoy these segments? Well, I'm glad I'm not out in the sunshine for nothing. But look at that grass. It's coming all the way from up the bank, and the objective of this grass, what it's trying to do is to stay, it's not trying to do, it's trying to just expand its territory. But what it's doing in the process is it's stabilizing the soil.
Join the Wild Earth YouTube superfan community and unlock a world of additional perks. Get exclusive early access or discounts to Wild Earth travel deals. Wear the best bush attire with merchandising discounts. Enjoy an interactive live monthly private safari. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience. Join the YouTube superfan community today. Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Discover the magic of Africa with Wild Earth Travel. From a big cat safari to a jungle trek with gorillas, picture yourself floating down the Zambezi River or witnessing the breathtaking wildebeest migration. At Wild Earth Travel, we turn your bucket list into reality. Don't just dream it, live it. Plan your incredible life-changing journey with Wild Earth Travel today. Stay up to date with the latest happenings at Wild Earth. Discover what goes on behind the scenes and get a weekly recap of the best moments on the channel.
He's got it! And he's straight up a tree!
Sign up to be an explorer and receive our newsletter written just for you and sent straight to your inbox every week. Wild Earth Explorers, a club for people who are passionate about nature.
Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning. Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, sorry about that, I don't quite know what to say. Just having some audio issues, but you're back with us now. Chilling in the sunshine in amongst the grass on the riverbank. Now obviously riverbanks, everybody, are old moving soil. Now plants would have moved in here a long time ago with the objective of moving into places where they get nutrients and where they can support themselves, grow, produce babies and then do their thing. But there's different niches within the riverbank itself, different niches meaning different areas on the riverbank that some plants can grow and some can't. So plant succession basically means that plants move in, they colonize an area. For example, these pioneer grasses over here, can you see over here how there's nothing here? There's just soil. But now over here where these grasses are, there's organic material, a fair bit of organic material, leaves, lots of organic material, lots of it. So wind will be blowing and organic material will get caught up here, will be accumulated. Tree seeds will get caught up, the russet bush willow will get caught up here. They might find purchase, they might find a suitable place to grow, but essentially the microclimate that's forming here is very different to over there. There's organic material, there's a bit of shade, plants are rooting into the ground, so they're bringing water up from the water table, they're dropping organic material, there's place for life to live, there's place for microorganisms to breed, and some animals might even come in and browse and graze and do their thing. And while they do that, they also churn up the soil a little bit with their tracks, they drop a little bit of dung, a little bit of urine, some more fertilizer, some more organic material, and then once again it just becomes more suitable as we go further up the bank, becomes more suitable. And over here there's a lot more organic material, even if it's just the dead grass. K40, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Even if it's just the dead grass, it's covering the soil, it's brush packing the soil, it's allowing more organic material here, and then over a period of time this turns into this. Now, the difference with these little grasses that we saw, you saw the root system. I'm going to pull one out. The root system on that, it's not very deep, not very established, but a root system on a grass here, this is actually a climax grass that's moved in. I'm going to pull it out for you just to show you a difference in what's happening underneath. There's a lot more material there, a lot more rooting. Look at all the organic material that's falling off here. Just all of that alone, I mean, look at the shade that it provides. So much more shade and so much more breeding ground for insects. So much more breeding ground for animals to come in. And there will be grazing that happens there. Animals will hang out here. There'll be more organic material breakdown. And slowly but surely this turns into more and more and more. And then a tree will find purchase inside here. A little tree will find a home. Little tree will find a home in here. And once this tree finds home and gets a little bit bigger, some more birds might come with some more bird seed and some more droppings, and then that will once again form and form and form, and eventually we get bigger trees and bigger trees and bigger trees. And so plant succession is essentially going from completely open soil, denuded, naked, sometimes even hard packed soil, to well-established vegetation that is a breeding ground for all sorts of things. Look at all of this, the shade here, you can't even see the ground. There's a number of tree species, lots of habitat, lots of place. Birds will roost here, defecate here, seeds will be dropped here, animals will live here, animals will die here. Yeah, so it just keeps going. Plant succession, it's a fabulous thing and something we can really pay attention to. But we're going to carry on doing all things ecology today, and we're going to send you over to Setters to say good afternoon.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me on Amosi, we've got Gert. And yes, I am looking forward to this afternoon's sunset safari. As you can see, the sun is very bright at the moment. I'm trying to open my eyes because I have to look into the sun, or as long as my eyes are there in the light, it's a good thing. But other than that, I'm standing next to a beautiful termite mound here on one of the roads just north of our camp. And this is, of course, built by a large fungus growing a termite. But this mound is not active. Why I say that? First of all, there's no new growth on this mound, on this termitarium. It's all pretty much been occupied by something like I can see a dwarf mongoose. So it's a nice place to always take a look at things like this now. You know, if you are looking for direction on all that, and if you know a family of a dwarf mongoose is staying around one of the, or inside of one of these mounds itself, just come and take a look. And you can always tell direction because they usually will defecate on the eastern side or like on the western side. So wherever the sun is, so early morning they'll sit outside, they'll defecate because the sun is rising in the east, and then in the late afternoon when they come back to these mounds again, they'll be on the western side, of course, because the sun is setting in the west. So as you can see, I don't know if I think it's too far. Hey, you can try. There's a lot of, pretty much we'll call it scat of the dwarf mongoose. Kind of, eh? Yeah, but there's a lot of scats of the dwarf mongoose here, so I'll just take some of it and put it in my hand here, but it's just a dwarf mongoose. There we go. You see it, little pellets. All the little pellets of the dwarf mongoose. So what they've been doing, they sit on the side and they defecate all together here. Hey, 40, good afternoon to you too. So yes, so you'll say this is now the east and then the west. All right, because the sun is that side setting, so it's always easy to tell the direction on just looking at the scat of the dwarf mongoose. And it's a beautiful mound this, so there's a lot of little entrances, a lot of little holes all over the show here. And I have been down this road many a time and actually seeing a family of dwarf mongoose that utilizes this mound. Clearly they're not here at the moment. Maybe they're at another mound because they've got several different den sites around the area. area, in their territory, and they'll move from one den side to the next one all the time, so they don't leave their scent behind. Mac, I've already had a scare on safari with the book falling behind my head. So there's already, I think I've got a juju against me this afternoon. So I'm hoping that a dwarf mongoose doesn't come popping out here, or a snake. A snake is going to be worse, because this is a perfect place for a snake to go in here and just go and stay nice and warm inside of this mound and heat up its body and then come out. So especially like something like your Mozambique spitting cobras, your black mamba, or your snouted cobras, something like that, that will kind of go into these mounds. So I'm not going to stay here for too long. Just now something does poke its head out here, and I'm going to end up with a bit of a problem. So let me just slowly but surely move away from here. So my plan for the afternoon is I'm going to go to the north, the northern boundary of Djuma. And then I'm going to go from the northern boundary, I'm going to go all along, maybe towards Buffelshoek Dam, go take a look at the dam area, see if we can get some elephants. I see there's some elephant tracks going into that direction, so I'm hoping that we do get lucky there. And I just must make sure there's no puff adders there. Peace to you. I must say I'm glad that you're looking forward to the sunset bumble. Yes, or did I just say bumble? I did say that. I've got a red card. Sorry, I don't like saying bumbles. But yeah, let's say, well, it's too late. It's too late. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. All right, let's move on. It is a lovely afternoon. It's nice and warm. And I think this kind of weather, yeah, you do want to head into those areas where there's water, mud wallows, little pans, just to go and take a look. Because a lot of the little pans and that is drying up very quickly now, very, very quickly. So the water, availability of water now is deteriorating. So yes, let's go and look. There's one little pan, yeah, a mud wallow. I don't even think this one's going to have any water in it, but let's take a look. Might be lucky. Might just be lucky, yeah. Looks like these little pans are all dry. Very, very dry.
We should probably prepare to move fairly quickly.
Wildearth presents Safari Spotlight, your front row seat to the wonders of the wild. Join our expert naturalists each week as they guide you on an unforgettable journey through the heart of nature.
Looks like this female came out here.
What a privilege to be here.
Subscribe to the Wildearth YouTube channel and never miss a moment of the adventure. Wildearth, connecting with nature. Get ready for an adventure of a lifetime. Wildearth Travel is proud to launch a brand new grand tour. Backed by popular demand, join us for an unforgettable experience where you'll meet Wildearth presenters from past and present, participate in an exclusive rhino conservation project, and even take a masterclass in wildlife filming. And of course, you'll get up close and personal with your favorite animal characters. Book your spot now and dive into the wild with Wildearth Travel.
All aboard the SS Wild Earth for 3 nights of oceanic exploration. Trishala Naidu will be your trusty captain.
Just take that in for a moment.
As we delve deep into the blue abyss. Explorers and YouTube members, grab your wetsuits, snorkels and goggles and jump aboard for commotion in the ocean.
Well, it is Sunday fun day, and let's see if we can see how much fun we can have out here in the bush. I'm sure we're going to have loads and loads of fun, no matter what and how and where. Sorry, there was like a little leaf hopper that actually hopped onto my lip there. We'll call that a lip hopper. No, what dance are you talking about now, Jordan? Well, what dance? I do not agree with. No, sorry, just Jordan, our director, saying I was supposed to do a dance this afternoon, and there was no agreement to that. Yeah, no. Thank you, Jordan. So, of course, Jordan will do a dance for us on at FC, and then she will post it on the Wild Earth Instagram social media page. There we go. No, Jordan, you've got to do it. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the river, everyone. We were just scratching around a little bit, keeping our topic on ecology, and I've got a bit of a game trail that came down here, and probably not the best game trail, bit of disturbance. But what's happened over here, the riverbank has basically been disturbed and fallen down. But where the soil has fallen down, you'll notice how it's almost grayish in its color, and you compare that to the sand in the bottom over the riverbed. You can see they are two completely different soil types. Completely different soil types. This is derived from upstream, from the sandy granitic soils that have been brought down in the river. This moves in the river. Lots of large particles, lots of crystals, lots of quartz crystals in there. Whereas this one, which is quite hard, I can't even break it. It's made up of a lot more clay material, and this has actually been deposited here a long time ago. Before this river's cut through the soil that we have here, that was deposited a long time ago. Where this is moving soil. We call it alluvial soil, anything that's moving. So riverine soil, estuaries, beaches, dunes are all moving soil. And what happens is the smallest particles get washed further downstream. The larger particles take a little bit more effort to get downstream. It's why we don't see really any clays in this. We don't really see the clay inside here because it gets washed out and the smaller particles get filtered down and downstream even further. And the nutrients then get deposited either in the estuaries, the wetlands, or the oceans. That's why when you go to the beach, most of the sand looks very much like that one and not really like that one. So where this has fallen down, I've actually got a couple tracks of an animal that decided, oh, I'm going to jump down there. But where all the sediment has broken down, have a look how we've got this sort of line of plants growing at the base in the nutrients. They're not really doing very well on the slope, but along the base, they are definitely growing over there. And what they're doing, as before, look at the accumulation that this one has provided. All the organic material. This would be a beautiful place for insects to hang out. And it's obviously caught some seed, and it's done quite well, considering. And a lot of the grasses that are growing along the bank like this are trying to establish, to turn this back in to that over there. And you can see it from where I sit. Kim, have I ever found a what? A suckle. I don't know what you asked there. So here the grass is doing its thing, but underneath the soil here, the grass roots, I don't know what that is, Jordan. I've no idea what that is. But the grass roots are not very deep. They are just to over here. There's the last grass root over there. So it's just holding on this little bit of sediment over here, where the tree roots from up over here are actually coming through the bank. They're coming through the bank, and what's so cool to see is there's even a little shoot coming out of this root over here. Is that a caterpillar? With a caterpillar feeding on it. How remarkable. It's from where? Where are you coming from? I don't see you. It looks like an acacia of sorts, and there's a caterpillar feeding. Can you see it, Cam? The green caterpillar. So that's growing out of the root, where the root has been exposed to the air. The root is broken because the river broke over here, and now we've got this little coppice growth of a tree trying to survive down here on the bank. But someone's been munching him. The leaves have been eaten. He's trying his very best to try and survive. So with the accumulation of organic material that happens in these little patches, it gives it the opportunity for the nutrients to be held in place and for the grasses to try and grow. So even roots that have been pulled out and go down, they get caught. So things coming down will get caught here. This little accumulation of my favorite dwarf sage, you see that little butterfly flew off there. Gives us an opportunity to catch up on some magic. But even this dwarf sage that is growing here, look how much shade is being provided over here. There's a lot of grass species growing in here. Probably started with just a small little grass stalk that started here, and then a number of other plants were able to then establish inside here. There's a spider web, there's a spider living here. This little patch over here in amongst the sea of sand is a smorgasbord of life just here in the middle of the river. And when you get to a point like this with an established plant like this dwarf sage, it's very possible, by the way that it's shaped, that this will actually sustain this little patch. Even when the river flows, it'll probably flow over here, and this will stay in place for a few years to come. Smaller ones, roots not very deep as we saw before, will get picked up and washed away. But this could establish, and eventually some more soil could establish, and this could even develop into a small island. It's possible, but maybe unlikely, like what we see there, a little island. So little plants growing on the bank, organic material, animals moving in, insects, place for pollination, for seeds, for birds, for life. Hey, Forty, there's not a lot this time of year to eat, but this is not a bad plant to eat. This elephant's ear. That works as a substitute for spinach. It's not bad. It's actually good for you, but it's not as good as spinach. But you'd have to eat a lot of this to survive. But this time of year, buffalo thorn leaves, these leaves, if they're growing, it's a little bit out of season. They should be passing on by now, but you can even see now how he's holding onto the bank here. Look at this. Look at this root here. Now that's a much deeper root than our grasses we saw before. So trees and shrubs form what we call a tap root. So they get a long straight root that goes down to the water table. Whereas grasses, when I showed you that one before, develop what we call adventitious roots. So just small shallow roots that will catch water in this sort of level of the ground. And the tap roots that come all the way to the bottom have access to the water table. So grasses do very well when we get small amounts of rain, and trees do very well when there's a high water table. And often trees could come out into bloom, into flower, and into leaf when there hasn't been rain because they got access to the water table. And trees do much better in droughts because, well, there's no moisture falling into this top little layer. And you can imagine all the grasses growing here. How do they get down there? They don't. They have to have rainfall to be able to provide them with the moisture. Whereas the trees, with these long roots digging deep down into the ground, are able to pull that moisture up. That's why everywhere along here you see all these trees are green, 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 loving life, doing their thing. And they won't really be affected unless you have severe droughts whereby the water table is almost completely decimated. But if that happened, a lot of these trees would die, and you'd probably find dead standing trees after a period of time. Okay, a bit of ecology for you, and we shall jump in the car and carry on and see what else we can find. And let's go over to Sedders, who I believe is on his way to the north.
Thank you, Steve-O's, and I'm almost there at Big Dam, not Big Dam, Buffelshoek Dam. Almost there. I want to see what's happening around there at the dam, and see which birds we can find here. Maybe we're lucky with some elephants. I was hoping for maybe those that herd of buffalo coming down here. That'll be nice. I would like that. Sure. Get a nice big herd again. At least you can see the buffaloes are kind of pretty much in the area. So you'll see slowly but surely they will start pulling here into Djuma. Especially we've got all the water around here as well. Some of the dams that's still nice and full, especially this dam here. And this dam is one of the dams that really holds water very, very well. If there's a dam that's going to have water right to the end, it's going to be Buffelshoek Dam. So it's a very deep dam. I still want to bring my scuba gear here as well one day. Yeah, probably the buffaloes will move around. They also don't have a territory. Also, we've got a huge home range, so they'll move throughout the entire park looking for just the right places for nice grazing grounds, nice water holes. So they'll move just as much as elephants if they need to. Just as much. All right, we are coming up to the dam now. Oh, the dam is still looking, see, the dam is still looking very healthy. Very, very healthy. All right, I'm going to just plonk over here for the time being and see what we can find and see around this dam. There we go. All right, always an important thing when you arrive at a dam. Scan the area, take a look what you might be lucky seeing something lying in the shade under a bush, or a grey heron that is just enjoying the afternoon sun. This is always our faithful grey heron.
We have an exciting announcement. Wild Earth is launching a YouTube membership program. For a nominal monthly fee, members get an ad-free channel, prioritized questions, early access to videos, and many more perks. You'll get fun features like badges and emojis that'll make you stand out in the chat. YouTube memberships will help us to continue with our mission of connecting people with nature while giving you access to lots of our amazing content.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Chatting around a fire is an ancient practice that has connected humanity for centuries, and we want to keep it alive in our modern age. As an explorer, you'll have access to intimate gatherings with our naturalists, fascinating guests, and experts where we share knowledge, insights, and stories around a crackling fire. Rediscover the power of connection. Sign up to be an explorer today and experience the magic of Wild Earth's Fireside Chats.
Our earthworms bite.
Of course, Jordan did not find that funny at all. Kim, no, I haven't really found any fossils around here. Sorry, I haven't seen anything like that. I'm sure there's a lot. I don't really look hard enough. Oh, Mr. Grey Heron, not gonna fish for now. Maybe he's already eaten enough during the morning. Of course, catching fish and frogs on the side here. Clearly, he's just maybe fast asleep, enjoying a good old afternoon sun. A Sunday nap. Always good. You see all the fish swimming around there. So you can imagine there's a lot of little fish under there. Little tilapias, maybe catfish as well. And you can see a little bit of waves that's coming through, making little ripples there above the water. Plenty, and it's amazing when you actually find a kingfisher or any bird flying just above the water. The fish get quite a fright, and you just see plenty of ripples. And I think this dam is filled with tilapia. Very good. I mean, good for the ecosystem. Well, you've got fish and you've got frogs, especially frogs, a huge indicator for a very healthy ecosystem. Oh, there's a greenback heron on that dead log that's actually in the water on the left there. Another heron species, but this one, of course, is very much a professional fisher here. I love them actually catching the fish. So you're just using that stump as a nice little base, a little structure. So if there's any fish or anything that's going to be swimming very close there, with lightning speed strike, it'll grab it from the water. That is nice. I was actually watching a little clip, funny enough, today of a greenback heron busy fishing. It's just like the night heron. And what they do sometimes, this little greenback heron actually grabbed a little piece of bread, and it grabbed the piece of bread and it went like a proper size. It went to the side of the water, dropped the piece of bread into the water, and then all this little fish came up and, of course, started feeding on the piece of bread that was floating in the water. And then the heron grabbed the piece of bread out again, put it back in again. He did 2-3 times, and after the 3rd, 4th time, he grabbed a little fish, because while the little fish were busy eating, feeding on the bread, he grabbed the fish and, of course, ate it, came back to the water, and there was still a lot of little fish there busy feeding on the little crumbs that was floating around. And he had another 2 or 3 little fish, And it was amazing how it was actually fishing. It's amazing how they actually had that whole thought process on how to put bait into the water to attract that animal or that prey species, and then grabbing it from the water. Wonderful. And I know the night heron does the same thing. It'll actually put his wings over. Emerald, must be ruby emerald. Yes, are beautiful. They are very stunning. Beautiful, beautiful herons. One of the smallest of the heron species. We've got several heron species, and this is one of the smaller ones. It's preening itself, making sure all the little feathers are nicely in place. Okay, so you love the little greenback herons. Yeah, they're pretty little birds and very busy when they are fishing. It's quite stunning watching them. And it's amazing how quickly they do strike. And they start stretching out their necks, then you know that they are locked onto something. All right, well, we're going to just take a look a little bit further around this dam area, see what else we can find here. While we do that, let's head over to Steve to see if he's found any more grass species around there in the drainage line.
Thanks, Setters. Well, Cam's all the way down in the river there, and just to give you an example of how much higher the soil is over here. So I'm out of the riverbed here, and this was all deposited a long time ago, before there was even a plant in existence. The shape of the land was created long before there was any plant. It was all deposited under oceans of water, and the rivers that we have, the one that you're sitting in right now, they continued for a very, very long time after. Before plants still, they cut and carved away the landscape. You just have to look at a place like the Great Canyon to see that. Is it called the Great Canyon? Grand Canyon, to see what water can do to the landscape. So these little rivers and furrows were created a long time ago, but the soil deposited. So coming down the riverbed, these lovely game paths in amongst these shady trees. There's animal tracks, animal will feed. There's habitat. This is the riverine habitat that we're often looking for when we talk about places for certain birds, certain mammals. When we go looking in the riverine habitat, this is exactly what we're talking about. So you've got the sand straight through the middle where the water will flow. You go into the thick, dense vegetation on the side, and lots of little areas where the trees are growing over and the bushes are growing over. You get these little alcoves, perfect little places for denning, lion and leopard denning. So that is a habitat requirement for big cats. Obviously, walking down here as well, we'll find buffalo feeding along these riverbanks. We'll have kudu coming through, and when the elephant come through, they'll deposit fruits or seeds in the form of this marula and anything else that might have come from somewhere else where they're feeding. Now, a lot of that might be distributed by the river itself, but a lot of it is attracted in, like we've been attracted in today, by the shade of the trees, the comfort it is down here. It's so much more cooler down here. Animals will actually come here to seek refuge, to find food. You can see how much longer the grass is over here, and a lot of it will maintain a greenness to it for a period of time because it's being quite low down in the landscape. Now, well, I'll be very careful outside of the vehicle, but so it's just such a wonderful place to be out, and you can hear the grass as I walk, how long this grass is. So this has become established. I mean, this is what we call climax grass. Now, if you think about how much leaf material that is versus that little grass I showed you earlier, this has got deeper roots, much more broad roots. It's producing huge amounts of leaf. Yeah, it produces seeds, but when we are climax grass, they're more about production of foliage matter than seed. They do produce seed, but they produce lots of foliage. And when we call climax, they cover the vegetation or they cover the soil, and they provide a very nice habitat and food for many animals. The pioneers you saw before produce lots of seed and very small amounts of leaf. It's just the way it goes. If you are in a very hospitable environment, it's very hard to grow a lot. Where these guys have got everything they need, all the nutrients in the soil, all the moisture, and so they can grow and can really take over. Cheetahs and other animals, I'm glad you find that interesting. But what can happen, everybody, is in a very short period of time, obviously here, some nice dung, elephant dung. Going to put it back. In a short period of time, if things aren't managed correctly, this climax grass, which took time to establish, could quite easily, due to whatever factor is happening, turn into this again. And then the process will continue. So succession is essentially the transgression or the succession from, not transgression, from this slowly to that. But because there are animals, and because there's disturbance, and because there's potential for things to change, it always has the cycle of coming back again. It's not a linear progression. It's constantly backwards and forwards depending on what's happening. Droughts, high rainfall conditions, low rainfall conditions, overexposure to animals, fire that came time of year. So we look at it as succession as one straight line, but it's not just a linear line. It's always ebbing and flowing depending on what's happening. And just in the riverbed here, you can see there's lots of little things forming. Look at this little guy. This little sedge that's formed here. You can see his leaves. Now he's trying desperately to survive here in the river, but look, very hard to survive with these stones here shining hot, sunshine on you. Where's the moisture? Not an easy environment, but over a period of time, with the dead leaves falling off here, a couple of sticks, a little bit of organic material forming, a bit more moisture will form there. Let's give him a little bit more love, and over time he could grow a bit more. A bigger plant can establish, provide a little bit more shade, drop a bit more organic material there, and slowly but surely this will turn into, well, maybe not into this, but that'll come along, and suddenly we've got another grass there. Look how much more shade there is, and more organic material, and slowly but surely this will turn into that.
This is On Safari.
Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Discover the magic of Africa with Wild Earth Travel. From a big cat safari to a jungle trek with gorillas, picture yourself floating down the Zambezi River or witnessing the breathtaking wildebeest migration. At Wild Earth Travel, we turn your bucket list into reality. Don't just dream it, live it. Plan your incredible life-changing journey with Wild Earth Travel today. Are you looking to take your bond with the wild to the next level? Download our app and access in-depth chats with our naturalists and special guests. Connect and converse in real time on our Ask Me Anythings, fireside chats, hangouts, and town halls. WeChat, available on the Wild Earth app. Wild Earth, we are Safari.
We wouldn't have the diversity. Little genets and ground nesting birds, scrub hares. Okay, we've done a nice bit of slow segments. Let's see if we can find you an animal in this habitat. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Had Tlalamba in that tree before. I've had the Nkuma Pride playing over here before. I had Tandi over there before. Ooh, there goes a squirrel. Oh, a mammal. It was a mammal. Way too quick. You got to be quicker, Cam. He was quick.
Thank you, Steve-O's. Elephant tracks coming down here. So what are we going to do now? I'm on the eastern boundary. I'm actually on my way towards Chitwa. I'm going to go and take a look a little bit around Chitwa Dam just to see what's happening around the dam, hoping that there's going to be some nice elephants coming down that side. Unfortunately, no buffaloes has moved across into Djuma on the northern boundary. So I thought, okay, well, let's just go down to Chitwa area and see what we can find there. As well as a nice update while I was in the park now. I had my friends staying over there at Rhino Walking Safaris. And I spoke to I spent a bit of time there, and I spoke to one of the guides there. I actually had a good chat to him, and we were talking about Mohawk and the three boys. And it was very interesting because I know there was other days some people messaged me and said, there was a rumor about Mohawk that passed away and all that. And funny enough, on that day is the day that I actually went to Rhino Walking Safaris. And then I spoke to the one guide there, and he says, no, they saw Mohawk pretty much this morning, and he was busy following some buffaloes, and his three sons, the three Nguma males, weren't too far behind him. They were also around that area. And he says it's been very interesting because he says at the moment those three young males are busy calling. They are starting to really show dominance in that area. Been calling quite a bit, been scent marking, and it looks like almost like setting up shop in just to the, I can say, to the east of Mala Mala inside Kruger National Park. And that's exactly that area that they're busy roaming around. And says, yeah, well, Mohawk is not looking, he's looking all right, he's looking of age, of course, but, that no can understand. I mean, he is, 11 years old now? Yeah, 11 years old. 13, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think he's 11 years old. So, yeah, I mean, 11 years old for a male lion is, you're getting to that point where you're starting to show it. And, all pride of lions went down here. I just want to double check on that. But it says he's still hunting. He's still going for buffalo. All right, so I'm just going to jump out here quickly. Sorry, I just want to double check here. I don't know if anybody had these tracks from this morning. They don't look great. They don't look great. I thought they looked nice. And they're like a lion track there. Nah, these are... It looks like a vehicle's already gone over them. Nah. Yeah, no, these ones have already gone in. There's these old tracks. Riley, thank you so much. Yes, it's always nice to keep up with them, At the end of the day, it's nice to keep up with the lions and what's happening, the ages, and just the dynamics. Well, the dynamics is crazy at the moment, so even for us to keep up with the dynamics is not that easy. So that's why we do appreciate everybody's help in giving us information as well from all sides, and then we can at least put it all together and help one another in understanding who's moving where. All right, well, we're slowly heading down towards Chitwa side. I think let's head over to Steve as he's finally found a mammal.
We do indeed have a mammal, a tall mammal, and I'm glad that we have got a signal here. If we probably go 5 meters further, we won't. So exactly that. We have the trees growing here in the drainage line. They can get much taller. We call this the riparian vegetation band. And if you had a look at an aerial photograph, you would notice where the rivers flow there's always very nice green patches on either side, and that is a riparian habitat. Riparian is another name, I believe, for river. So it basically very much relates to the riverine tree line, vegetation line. So down here we get lots of trees and grasses, and a lot of the grasses that occur down here are the white buffalo grass, so the Panica maximum, which is a grass that really enjoys semi-shade and semi-sunshine. They don't do very well out in the open fields. They need semi-shade and sunshine. So we get a very nice dominance of them down here. Okay, well, Cedric's found something. Let's go to him.
Yay, we found our mammal as well. Can you believe it? Look what we just bumped into here on the eastern boundary. We've got 3 wild dogs. This is brilliant, everybody. And it looks like it might be the Mbali Lupin pack. So it's the 2 males and the female. It used to be 3 males and a female, but now it's just 2 males and a female. I don't know what happened to the 3rd male in this pack. This is a pack of 3, but this is the female that's closest to us. A little bit smaller, and she's also got that very kind of a tawny color, light brown color on the side. Oh man, I am so stoked. This is brilliant. And look at those ears. Aren't they stunning? Wow. This is now, I did not expect this for the afternoon. Once again, expect the unexpected, eh? And I think the one male used to have a collar around him. I just want to get my binocs out now. African sunset, yeah, no, this is wonderful. What a great find for us here on this road. One of the most endangered carnivores in Africa. And typical for dogs now, wild dogs, resting for the day in a bit of shade somewhere, really taking it easy until you'll find late afternoon, once the sun starts setting, it gets a little bit cooler, and then they will really kind of exert their energy for the hunting at that time. So dusk and dawn is their major times for moving around and hunting. And those are one of the most successful hunters as well. Jellyby, they are looking amazing, amazing, amazing. They are looking wonderful. This one is looking at us, is so cute. They can see those big ears, like satellite dishes on their heads. Fantastic sense of hearing. So when they do move through the bush, at least they can actually even hear impalas chewing, moving through the grass, and then they'll focus on that area. And when they start hunting, to keep up with them is another story all on its own. All right, I'm just going to have to just call this in quickly. I do apologize. Just in case. Yeah, stations, I've just got 3 Mahlowa here on Cheetah Line Junction with Ledwood Road. Sorry, I just had to call in that quickly. So just panting a little bit, warm afternoon, just to regulate the temperature. But they are so busy. I wonder if it's not even the 3 that actually we had the tracks going down on the western side of the property this morning, going in south, and then now we're sitting on the eastern side of the property. So they might have even done a complete loop all the way around to this side. But, and the patterns on them are stunning. Lactus pictus, meaning painted wolf. Because it looks like somebody's actually painted all the patterns across their bodies. Some of them are light, some of them are dark. And if I'm not mistaken, the most recent census now on wild dogs here in the Greater Kruger Park, it has climbed a bit. I reckon between 300 to 350 wild dogs here in the Greater Kruger National Park. And that's not many, if you think about it. It's still not many in such a huge national park. The number's still very low, but they say the numbers, it is pretty much looking much better from year to year. Especially that there's a lot of research on the wild dogs, a lot of programs that's been run by certain foundations. No, well, yeah, it's a very difficult thing. Okay, this Mbali Leopard pack. Apparently the one, I think this is the female. The female comes from the pack called the Six Pack. She was part of the pack called the Six Pack. I don't know if you remember that pack. It was 4 adults and 2 youngsters. And then they were known as a Six Pack. Apparently she comes from that pack, and then the others were broke off from the Mbali pack and Leopard pack. I don't know. It's something like that. That's why it's very strange. And yeah. Oh, I heard something. And you can see how much bigger the male there in the middle. That's a nice little bit of a fluffy neck, fluffy chin. Jenna, yes, we finally got there. We put the W from yesterday. It looks like it was carried over to today. We're allowed to do that, Jenna. We're allowed to do that. So we've got the warthog yesterday, we've got the wildebeest this morning or last night, and we've got the wild dogs now this afternoon. There we go, Jenna. Indeed. Well, I actually got the wildebeest this morning. Ooh, Mazinga. See the male getting up there. That's a nice fluffy chin. No, don't go that way. That's not the right way, please. No. Hopefully these two won't get up. So, sitting with the home range at the moment. A home range for a pack of wild dogs, they say a rough estimate here in the Greater Kruger Park is about between 70 to 75,000 hectares. That's a home range. And a home range usually happens from about October up to about May. And then from May, before the females is going to have little pups, they'll look for a den, and then she'll usually have pups like end of May, June. And then they'll have a territory around that den site right up to about September, October. And then once the pups are old enough to start moving with the adults, and then from, of course, as I said, from about October, and they'll move away from that den site, away from that area, and then they'll set up with a home range again. So 75, if you think 70 to 75,000 hectares is quite big. I mean, there's the entire Sabi Sand is about 70,000 hectares.
Africam brings the wild to you. Watch the big 5 at our waterhole cameras. Indulge your passion for birding with the black eagles on the Black Eagle camera, flamingos at Camphors Dam, and penguins at Stony Point. Listen to the soothing sounds of Lisbon Falls, or witness animals up close at Cat-Eye Pan. Imagine you're at the hide at Aldonyo Lodge, gazing at elephants with the majestic Mount Kilimanjaro as your backdrop. Join us at Africam for an extraordinary wildlife adventure.
Get ready for an adventure of a lifetime. Wild Earth Travel is proud to launch a brand new grand tour. Backed by popular demand, join us for an unforgettable experience where you'll meet Wild Earth presenters from past and present, participate in an exclusive rhino conservation project, and even take a masterclass in wildlife filming. And of course, you'll get up close and personal with your favorite animal characters. Book your spot now and dive into the wild with Wild Earth Travel.
Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning.
Did you miss all that? Never fear, you won't have to miss another beat on Wild Earth again with our Catch-Ups channel, where you can rewatch missed safaris and shows whenever you please. Only available on the Wild Earth app.
Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning.
Where are you off to? Oh, full belly, the one at the back. Looks like they have eaten something. Big bellies. I'm going to try and just reposition here. Yes. Okay, we're going to just try and reposition here quickly. All right, I'm just going to try and put in here. Chili bee, yep, they got to love that. Yep. We just went to lie down on the other side, back into the shade. Of course, the sand road, yeah, it's so thick sand, so nice and cool for them as well. Almost like lying in a riverbed. So, you know, you got that nice, cool sand. And I think that's exactly what these wild dogs have done, is to go and lie on this nice, soft, cool sand for the afternoon. And big bellies as well. So they might have killed something maybe a little bit earlier. Well, I don't think they might have. They did kill something a little bit earlier. The real chamois, good afternoon, yes. The markings are beautiful. Absolutely stunning. One of the favorites I've seen before is where I had a wild dog from one of the pack, where it had a complete, instead of the white tail, it had pretty much its entire tail was black. It had no white on his tail. So most of the dogs there, you'll find that their tails are got these beautiful little white, fluffy tails. And what they do when they do catch something, they'll pick up their tails, they lift their tails up like a white flag and letting the others know, listen, we've got it here, we're busy eating, come here, you know. So they use that tail as almost like a sign of, you know, here we are. And I saw, as I said, I've seen one with a complete... Well, Jordan, that one might have been the black sheep of the family, but it was beautiful. He was the prettiest one. Oh, I think one of them just farted. What does it mean? Oh, just, yo. I think we're just downwind now, so just had a little bit of a proper whiff of some air. Is the panting very quickly to digest that protein, as well as to keep itself nice and cool. It just feels like this one is quite uncomfortable, doesn't know what to do. Will I lie flat? Will I lie on my belly? No, Tracy, I have no idea how many packs of wild dogs there are. I mean, there's breakup, there's packs that's been pretty much have broken up. There's packs of 2 to really get a correct number on how many packs there are. It's we'll have to really speak to the foundations or the research teams that actually follow all the packs and get all the information from them. You can see always checking, always aware. It wants to sleep, but then it hears something and it gets its head up. You can understand, you're right at the bottom of the predator list, and that's why a lot of the numbers are so low. I remember in 2021. All right, well, I'm just going to finish this quickly, Jordan. So 2022. What happened is there was a pack called this, of course, the Sand Pack. The Ottawa Pack. The Ottawa Pack. And the Ottawa Pack had, I think it was 16 pups. And they were inside Mala, and they had the den there, everything. And then one night, I don't know if it was the Nsevu Pride. I'm not too sure exactly what pride it was, but there was a pride that came through and killed all 16 pups in one night, plus one adult. And that happened in 2022. So it just shows you, unfortunately, a lot of the fatalities of wild dogs is due to lions. And I think one of the leopards just recently, I think the Timbavati male, killed one of the wild dogs not too long ago. So it just shows you the predators, bigger predators, much stronger compared to a wild dog. Well, a wild dog can outrun them, but if they get caught by surprise, it's a problem. I think there's a vehicle that wants to come here. Sorry, I just want to quickly grab my radio. All right, well, we're going to sit here. Definitely going to see what's going to play out with these 3 wild dogs. While we do that, let's head over to Steve-O's to see what's happening on his safari.
Join the Wild Earth YouTube superfan community and unlock a world of additional perks. Get exclusive early access or discounts to Wild Earth travel deals. Wear the best bush attire with merchandising discounts. Enjoy an interactive live monthly private safari. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience. Join the YouTube superfan community today.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Not everyone gets excited to hear a leopard chuff, spot a pangolin, or see a real impala rut. But if you are wild about the wild, you can become part of a community of like-minded nature lovers and share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Join the Explorers Club and you will also enjoy the many benefits that come with it too. Wild Earth Explorers, it's in your nature.
Dion. So Maribs isn't tortured. Cedric is not answering. I just want to get hold of Cedric quickly, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he must be on Eastern Channel there, Steve.
Copy. Said, did you hear where he said Kuchava was?
Eastern Road Ivory. So there where the Ivory Insignia is with the crosses. That's that one.
Copy. Thanks very much. I think I might make my way there. Cheers. How cool would that be? Let's go. We're going to go and see if we can catch up with Kuchava. She's on Chitwa. We got to the junction before with Twin Dams and Gowrie Main, and I was thinking to myself, should we go to Chitwa? And then we didn't. Should we go to Chitwa and have a look at the bird life on that side? And then we didn't. And so now the radio has told us, let's go to Chitwa. While Sedders is enjoying his wild dogs, let's go get you a cat.
Good luck there, Steve-O's. Yes, sounds like Kuchava's on a kill that side, so yeah, I'm hoping he can get her. That's a little bit on the southern side of Chitwa. That'll be nice. I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen Kuchava for quite some time. Apparently she's got suckle marks as well, so that's going to be nice. But I don't think the cubs are that old to move around with her as of yet. Yes, what do you hear? Yeah, we're talking about a kill. Now you've got your head up. You've already had your dinner or your lunch today. Really got full bellies. The possibility of them hunting again tonight, not that great. I mean, with wild dogs, not as opportunistic as cats. If you're looking at leopards and lions, especially leopards. I mean, if a leopard's even got a full belly, and if there's something walking around, it's going to go for it. But wild dogs, if it's got a full belly, maybe move a little bit, but I won't be on that huge mission of hunting something down. Looks like they did catch something substantial with those bellies of them. And the third one, I don't know exactly. The third one went into the bush somewhere behind us, but yeah, no idea where. Oh, can you see it?
I don't know where it is. Can't see it now.
The cat thing's maybe lying somewhere there. Yeah, he's got it there. Somewhere in the grass. Thanks, Cat. At least Cat knows where that other one is. Noel. Isn't there a song, Noel? But yes, Noel, a pack will get, sure, before they split up. I mean, my biggest pack I've seen was about, I think it was 34. It was a pack that used to hang around the Open Gate area, and then they came south, and I saw them when I was in Nkoro. Saw the entire pack all pretty much on that open clearing. 34. Standing guys, Sapi? Yeah, well, there's also more Mahlowa apparently there at First Rock, eh? William, just hang on a bit. Sappy, there is Southern Madash at First Rock, and then I've got 3 that's here on Chillicut Line, Leadwood Road. Sorry, I'm just letting them know. I did copy. Stevie's making his way that side. Do apologise, everybody. Just quickly sorting. Just trying to organise all the chaos that's happening at the moment. Apparently, there's other wild dogs inside Torchwood and at a place called First Rock as well. Guess what's there? Just got an update. Even Marips, a young male leopard, he's at First Rock as well, once again. Looks like he loves First Rock, and that's how he got his name, is because of First Rock, or Marips. So I guess he was on Chitwa yesterday, last night, and he's on Torchwood. So 10 to 1 maybe tomorrow or tonight, and tomorrow morning he might move on to Djuma, head back towards Buffelshoek. Seems like he's going always back and forth to the places that he knows. Clever boy. Feels safe. I think it's just like a safety net for him. I think he feels safe. He just knows the area. Good for him. No, exactly, Jordan. I think it's very good to know that Marips is up and down. He caught a water monitor last night there on Chitwa. Apparently almost a crocodile almost got hold of him while he was lying next to the water. Typical Marips. He lies right next to the dam where there's crocodiles, and yeah, so looks like he got away. Look, that cat has got 9 lives, I think, at the end of the day. When you're saying a cat's got 9 lives, mine has a few now. Yeah, his mine has a few now. Yeah, nice. Marips, yeah, a special one. But yeah, nice just to sit with a pack like this now. And as you say, just waiting for that sun to start setting. And maybe in First Rock is not far from us here. Maybe that other pack, if they start heading west towards where we are now, we're directly west of First Rock. So if that other pack comes running straight west towards this area, it's going to be very, very interesting to see a pack of 3, what they do with a pack of, I don't know how many there. I'm not too sure who the other pack is. And I mean, I think it wasn't long ago when we saw this pack actually trying to join another pack there on Chitwa Airstrip, where they actually lay like about 50, 60 meters from one another. No aggression. No aggression at all. Tupac. Yes, well, it's very possible. It depends on the bigger pack. Although, it depends on the alpha male, alpha female, the pack itself. Do they accept other individuals? As long as they're submissive to the alpha male and alpha female, that is very important. That's a very big thing. And then slowly but surely, maybe they could join. But it's difficult to say, exactly what that pack is thinking. I mean, you can only tell once that merge does happen. Excuse me. Faela is 7 years old. Well, Faela, you track them with their tracks. Of course, there's spurs on the road, or the scent, the smell. You can actually smell them. They smell very interesting. A very unique smell. I can't really place my foot on exactly what the smell smells like. Like a wet dog.
Wet dog blanket.
Yeah, the wet dog blanket, yeah. If you think about a blanket, a dog blanket that's in a kennel for a long time, and it's now just, it had a little bit of water spilt over that blanket, or it was raining or something, and then the next day it's sunny, the blanket dries up, and then you pull that blanket out from the kennel, and then you smell it. Maybe that's the smell. Yeah, let's go with that one. But they do smell. But in a way, it's actually a nice smell, because when you do smell them, when you do pick up on the scent, then you know, hey, hold on, there is some maybe wild dogs in the area, and maybe try and follow up on that. As well as the wild dogs that do a whooping as well. So they go that whoop, 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 whoop. So when they start whooping like that, to really communicate with one another. That's also a nice way. So sometimes it's a nice way if you pick up on that sound. Hey, when you hear that sound, it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And when they do it, they actually push their mouths or their muzzle almost to the ground, and then they're kind of trying to disperse that sound from the ground to really let that sound travel much further. It's almost like a hyena when they also do their calling. That woo, same thing. Point their mouth straight to the ground. You can see the smells. Oh, he's turning, showing his back towards us now. Well, no, it is. Well, look, it is not a bad. As I said, it's not a bad smell. I love it as well. Sometimes on hot days, especially summertime, we've got little puddles, little pans around. Sometimes you'll find these wild dogs will actually climb into those pans, and to keep nice and cool. And it is. I think a lot of people like the smell. A lot of people like the wild dog as their favorite bush smell. So yeah, my favorite is elephant in must. That's quite an interesting smell. That.
And it's bacon and eggs.
That's saying is just bacon and eggs. Yeah, that's also a nice bush smell. That. Always listening out, always lifting their heads up, picking their noses. So tell me, please, everybody, if you got your favorite wild dog sighting, let us know. Send it through to us. Let us know what was your favorite wild dog sighting on Wild Earth. Please send that through. I'd love to hear. My favorite was, it was a sad one on Wild Earth. This was in 2022. It was a sad one. I mean, I remembered all sitting there at Treehouse Dam, and we were sitting on the dam wall, and there was nothing happening. And next moment, out of nowhere, this lonely male impala came running, bolting out of the bush straight into the water, like like he was, diving and trying to swim away from Michael Phelps. And so then I thought, okay, wild dogs, it has to be. And here comes one lonely male wild dog chasing this impala, of course, and stopped there at the water edge while the impala's in the water and was swimming to the one side, to the dam wall, to where we were. wild dog came, just the one, came around, came up to the dam wall, and the impala saw the wild dog there, and it turned around and swam back, and it happened like 3 or 4 times. And then eventually the poor impala pretty much came onto the other side of the dam. The single wild dog went there, grabbed the impala, pulled him out, and I mean, this poor impala ram was totally exhausted. He was like, he had no energy left. He was done. He was sat. He was finito. And this wild dog grabbed him and started like kind of pulling. But now, usually you got like 2 or 3 wild dogs where they pull simultaneously to tear it open. But now, because it's just the one, it was pulling, but it was like just pulling the impala around like that while the impala was on the ground. And eventually opened up the stomach area and started feeding on the internal organs, and you can see the life just being drained away from the poor impala ram. The wild dog chowed most of the internal organs, and after that, this impala, not impala, but the wild dog ran off, gone, left this like not even half eaten, maybe like an eighth that was eaten. Impala lying on the ground, they're gone. And we're like, what's happening here? And next moment, we went to go and look for this wild dog. Couldn't find it. It was about 10, 15 minutes later, this entire pack, I think it was a pack of about 13 wild dogs, came running down the road towards Treehouse Dam with the male that caught it, of course, with a bloody face, running in front, and all of them followed, and they all came to that kill and started feeding on that impala. That was my favorite sighting on Wild Earth. I loved that. I know it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound good. And I'm like, yes, I love it. It was great. But, it's just the communication between these wild dogs, how they knew to follow this one, to head back to Treehouse Dam to go and, feed on the rest of the prize. So it was fantastic. Man, magnifique.
Steve and I had a similar sighting at Gowrie Dam.
Oh, okay. Oh, there was one as well.
Swimming,
yeah.
Impala swimming in the dam.
Yeah.
And the one went in after the impala pulled it out.
And
then they all just ripped it apart.
Yeah. And it's amazing. That happens often, eh? That's happened. I've seen it at Arethusa. I've seen it at Big Dam, at Buffelshoek Dam in 2016. It happens quite often. When you see impala running into the water like that, then you just wait, because there is going to be, I'm sure, a wild dog or two that's going to be coming into that area. But anyway, talking about wild dogs and getting all excited about wild dogs, let's go and take a look at a beautiful clip about wild dogs.
This is the African wild dog. Much like wolves, they live in packs led by an alpha pair. They are confident, fierce predators. Most predators out here avoid humans on foot. While wild dogs are wary, but they are definitely not scared of us. These single-minded adults ignored us, while the curious pups sniffed us from just 7 feet away. This incredibly rare sighting of a pack on foot left James enthralled. Research shows that wild dogs hunt in a haphazard fashion, but that they eat far more per chase than most other predators. When they catch their prey, wild dogs tear their meal to pieces in a seemingly vicious manner. The prey, however, probably feels very little, with the adrenaline-filled shock rendering them senseless. Wild dogs are very defensive. This battered hyena and her clan stole a kudu the dogs had just killed. They may be playful, but this endangered species is a wilderness force to be reckoned with.
We should probably prepare to move fairly quickly.
Wild Earth presents Safari Spotlight, your front row seat to the wonders of the wild. Join our expert naturalists each week as they guide you on an unforgettable journey through the heart of nature.
Looks like this female came out here.
What a privilege to be here.
Subscribe to the Wild Earth YouTube channel and never miss a moment of the adventure. Wild Earth, connecting with nature. Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Discover the magic of Africa with Wild Earth Travel. From a big cat safari to a jungle trek with gorillas, picture yourself floating down the Zambezi River or witnessing the breathtaking wildebeest migration. At Wild Earth Travel, we turn your bucket list into reality. Don't just dream it, live it. Plan your incredible life-changing journey with Wild Earth Travel today. Do you sometimes imagine what Wild Earth would be like without adverts? A chance to properly immerse yourself in nature without any interruptions. Sign up to be an explorer for a small monthly fee and you can truly escape into the wilderness. Ad-free viewing is now available on our app as well as on our website. Wild Earth, it's in your nature.
Moment. So that is quite amazing. Maybe I'm sure there might be somewhere. You never know. Babes Vacation. I've been very blessed with wild dog sightings, including hunts and hyena interaction. Babes Vacation, Babs, or maybe it's Babs Vacation, not Babes. Babs Vacation, yes. Looks like that must be amazing. Yeah, very nice to have that interaction with wild dogs and hyenas. Always a blessing for that. Dark Main Lover, I remember a sighting similar to Cedric's, where one wild dog dragged the tired impala once on land. About 8 wild dogs shredded the impala alive. Yeah, that happens. It just shows you how many sightings of wild dogs chasing impalas into dams. Not just impalas, even kudu. I saw that there at Arathusa, where they chased a kudu, a young kudu, into the dam in front of Arathusa Lodge. And yeah, that was also quite hectic when they dragged it out. Jilly B, let's see what your story is here. When Kerry and Panda were following a pack and getting surrounded, then all of a sudden another pack arrived as well. Yeah, I'm sure it might have been the same time as when we had the pack and those 3 on Chitwa airstrip. Very possible. Canine Girl, wild dog pups. Oh, that's what I miss. Wild dog pups playing with a hyena with James, as he did commentary about hyena. Huh?
I was also the camel.
You were also camel. Okay, so James, and he did a commentary about hyena daycare, and it was hilarious. Well, of course, only James. Only James. It would be hilarious. Thank you so much for all the stories. We really do appreciate it. It is nice just to see exactly what wild dog sightings was your favorite. So it just shows you. And you even remember those ones. And so there's never a dull moment. I do apologize. There's some gentleman that's not doing too well behind us. All right, then let's head over to Steve.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome to Chitwa. We are just standing by on the dam wall here. We are second in line to go through towards the Kuchava sighting as we have this sneaky little heron sneaking around. Cedric obviously spent time with the grey heron there at Bufusuk Dam. Oh, it's vanished. Now, I've told this story before, but I've seen this heron on a river fishing with the dragonfly. The river's obviously moving. It wasn't moving quickly, but it was moving. It was putting the dragonfly upstream and then running down and then picking it up. Running up, putting it down into the water. And as the dragonfly floated downstream, it would run after it and pick it up. And eventually a fish went for it and it caught it. It was the most remarkable thing to see. Obviously the dragonfly is hard enough to catch as it is, but the heron, with its lightning speed and very, very accurate ability to grab something, snuck up on the dragonfly like it's doing now. That very slow, stealthy movement. Caught the dragonfly and then decided, well, I could probably eat this, but let me use it to catch something more substantial. Which it did. You can see the ripples of the fish in the water there. And Cedric's been talking about all of his wild dog kills. I wonder if you're going to see a live kill right here on Chitwa Dam. Fish eagle. And in 3, 2. Okay, we're next.
Yeah, copy. I'm sure myself and Roy, we are on our way there. Steve 1, Marius 2, Andrew 3.
Okay, so we're on standby 1. Oh! A cat amongst the pigeons. Got something. Did it? Oh, it just got very wet. Oh, go shake it off. Was he flicking the tail? I thought it was bashing something on the ground there. He's like, oh, they think I've left. I'm going to come back now. Going to sneak up on them. Look at those very large feet. See, no one, they can't see me coming. Low to the ground. That head tucks right back in, everybody, and then it's like a bow and arrow when it lets go. It shoots out. I mean, how many of you have ever tried to catch a dragonfly? You need to be incredibly fast to catch a dragonfly. And I try catch one with your face, with your mouth. Okay, watch this bird. Poised. The feet nice and wide. Help to spread the weight. And it's going to go quickly. Oh, that was nearly a quick jump. And remember, if you've ever looked into water, things are always in a different position. The way that the light reflects or refracts back in the water. Sorry about the radio, everybody. I do need to keep it on because we're next in line.
Confirm not go up to below, just stay on Eastern Road. Deal.
hippo making waves. Oh, you missed. Look at all the disturbance of the fish there. That was a hippo. Off of camera, did a barrel roll, and he's making waves now. Excuse me, Mr. Hippo, this is a no wake zone. Okay, so we're going to slowly start making our way there. Okay, well, we're going to move off because we're going to be called in imminently, and it's a few minutes drive away. Sounds like Cedric's dog's bolted off, but he's going to try reposition for them. Smell the potato bush. I think it's the first time of the season that I've smelt potato bush. It's very commonly aromatic in our winter months. Well, on the way. You have to negate here, lose you. Go along this little. Ooh, in the eye. Oh. Come up onto the open area here, maybe see what's happening up there while we wait. Okay, well, I think Sedders is hopefully caught up with his dogs. If not, let's go check out what happened.
Good luck there, Steve-O's. I'm hoping that you can get to Kachava. All right, so those wild dogs have decided to go straight east into Torchwood. And of course, we cannot follow in Torchwood. So that is that. And apparently the other pack of wild dogs went straight south into Chitwa. So, but I can't go into Chitwa because Steve is there. So that is that is the story. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So I think Gert and myself, we are going to slowly move our Mossie in a westerly direction and see if Mossie will pick up on something for us. Mossie will go bossy. But let's see.
We have an exciting announcement. Wild Earth is launching a YouTube membership program. For a nominal monthly fee, members get an ad-free channel, prioritized questions, early access to videos, and many more perks. You'll get fun features like badges and emojis that'll make you stand out in the chat. YouTube memberships will help us to continue with our mission of connecting people with nature while giving you access to lots of our amazing content.
Get ready for an adventure of a lifetime. Wild Earth Travel is proud to launch a brand new grand tour. Backed by popular demand, join us for an unforgettable experience where you'll meet Wild Earth presenters from past and present, participate in an exclusive rhino conservation project, and even take a masterclass in wildlife filming. And of course, you'll get up close and personal with your favorite animal characters. Book your spot now and dive into the wild with Wild Earth Travel. Did you know that the Wild Earth team makes weekly behind the safari content? Would you like to get to know the Wild Earth family better? See how we live.
This is Igor's bedroom.
Learn about our production process. And see the antics that happen off camera. Sign up to be an explorer and you will get access to all this content and more.
All right, apparently there's a battalion that's trying to get a fish out of the camera, out of the dam cam, or out of the dam. Let's head over to the dam cam.
Well, welcome to the high point on Chitwa, where we're watching again another sunset. We are next in line to go into the Kachava sighting. Shouldn't be too much longer. And while we sit, we have a moment to just reflect on the week behind us. It is Sunday after all. How has your week been? What are the high points? What are the low points? There's no mistakes, everything is just lessons. What have we learned? Really nice thing to put a positive on things that didn't go well for us. Sometimes we did something wrong. No, nothing is incorrect. Nothing's wrong. It's all a learning curve. If you keep making the same mistake again and again, then you can start giving yourself a hard time. I like to reflect on my week. I like weekly to reflect on the highs and lows and the things I learned, the profound moments that I might have had, maybe some aha, insightful moments of things that I moved through or things I realized about myself that I need to move through. Sorry about the radio, everybody. I do need to have it on. Thank you so much. Morris, you stand by one now. Who would like to see Kuchava? Yes? Jelly Bee, breathtaking. Well, let's go see if we can find Kuchava first time without me having to think about going left or right here. What do you reckon? Left or right? Are we going to, because it's on this road coming up, but is it left? Is it right? I'll just follow the vehicle tracks. Take us there. It's going to be left. You can see vehicle tracks going left. Vehicle tracks are going left. Did you see a vehicle there? Vehicle tracks are going this way. Eastern Road from the airstrip. Last vacation, you see leopard. We'll try get you one right now. I've probably gone that has. Peter. Okay, our feed is over to Setters.
Good luck there, Steve-O's. Get in there, get in there, get in there. It'll be nice to see our Kuchavs. Female that has not been seen for quite some time. And I think she's really spending more time more into the south towards Annette's property, a little bit further south towards Mala, as well as I just heard while I was in the area a couple of days ago, I heard from one of the guides saying that he thinks, because he had tracks going in and out of a certain area, he thinks that her den site might be on a property called Cheetah Plains. So it's where he feels that the tracks have been coming in and out of one of the areas that side. So very, very interesting. So we'll see what plays out there for her. Hoping we get some more cubs. Sure. Lamba's got cubs, Kuchava's got cubs. I wonder if Langa's going to have cubs. Langa should also have youngsters coming through now. Imagine Langa's gets cubs. Well, cubs everywhere. Yeah, I think not just the Kuchava, Ruby Emerald. I think with everybody, all the cubs. Cubs. Well, we are due for. We are definitely due for some cubs now. Honestly, it's about time. It is about time. So I think in the next couple of months, it's going to be very interesting. I'm sure that we will hopefully get to see one or two of the cubs. So yeah, can't wait. Ooh, it's getting now cold and fresh. I'll need to get my jacket on very, very shortly. It's amazing how quickly this temperature drops once that sun goes down. The temperature here in winter time just drops dramatically, and I need a jacket. Jacket time. My tolerance for cold weather on my arms is not that great. On my legs it's different. My arms, nah. Well, Jordan, I think they're in Johannesburg. Of course, our director Jordan, she's saying she struggles with winter, and I can imagine Johannesburg gets cold. When it gets cold, it gets cold. Sure. Luckily, we're in the low veld here. Well, my leave coming up soon, so I'm going to be heading to the Western Cape, even worse. The problem with the Western Cape is that there's rain, it's cold and it's rainy, and yeah. So I'm preparing myself, heading down to my folks for my leave. I'm prepping myself. So that's why I think I'm going to drive the whole night here with no jacket, so I can get used to it. No, I'm joking, I'm not going to do that. But yeah. Liesel, you say the States is freezing now, but you're supposed to be going into summer. I mean, I think it's spring now. Spring. We should be going into summer now. That manji means now. Yebo, standing by. Standing by, copy you. The station calling for Shidulu. Oh no, they just said interested in Shidulu. Oh, I now can't even get hold of the guy. That's great. Maybe station calling in for Shidulu. All right. Well. It's a Nick, copy. It is frustrating, Jordan. You know what, sometimes what they do, they'll call in on a sighting and then they will forget to put their volume up, and then you call back and then they don't hear you, and then they think, oh, nobody's calling, and now you're saying something about Shidulu, and now I am left stranded on what's happening. All right, I think, well, Shidulu's on the west, so let's go west. Maybe we can bump into somebody there and they can give me a better idea. Station calling for Shidulu. Unless they were on the wrong channel and they were calling on the east Juma channel, and they were supposed to be chatting on the western channel. But let me find out. Sorry about this, everybody. I just got to manage this quickly. Is there a lock running? Is a Shidulu lock running in the west?
He's not been found. Local England.
All right. They're calling in something about Shidulu on Juma, so I'm not too sure if they were on the wrong channel. All right. I'm trying to get hold of the gentleman that's sitting with Shidulu on Juma. Steve, eh? Sorry, I didn't.
Well, welcome back live, everybody. We found some ticks. Some nice big fat ticks. And they are wearing a leopard. This is Tandy's daughter, Kuchava, we believe. Might be able to tell that from her in the back of her head. I wouldn't be able to. She's got a kill in a tree nearby, but we can't see it clearly from now. You might hear some other voices. There are other people in the sighting.
is On Safari.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Stay up to date with the latest happenings at Wild Earth. Discover what goes on behind the scenes and get a weekly recap of the best moments on the channel.
He's got it, and he's straight up a tree.
Sign up to be an explorer and receive our newsletter written just for you and sent straight to your inbox every week. Wild Earth Explorers, a club for people who are passionate about nature.
Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning. You might hear other people talking. We're not alone. It's a lovely afternoon, Jalebi. I haven't seen Kachava in ages. So as Peter moves out, we're going to move forward. Give him a bit of space. Just want to get a little look at your beautiful face, girl. There we are. Are you okay, Cap? Yeah. There she is. There she is. Tandi's daughter. What a treat, eh? Nice full belly. There's reports that she's got new cubs. I'm not 100% sure about that though. Kimberly, it's very likely that the ticks have got something in them. Any tick out here that is an adult that is fed on an animal has the potential to transfer disease. Most of the animals we find out here are very well adapted to dealing with that. Those that aren't well adapted to feeding or to dealing with it will basically not survive. So the diseases do exactly what they're supposed to do. They eliminate the weak and the strong perpetuate, and the diseases have been coming and going for a very long time with many of the wildlife. That's why whenever domesticated livestock comes around these areas, many years ago even, they dropped like flies because none of them were genetically adapted to dealing with the disease. It's just like smallpox. When the Spanish went to South America, just wiped out the indigenous cultures there because the people had never experienced it before. So a lot of the diseases that are transferred or could be going through many of the animals here are sort of almost just get dealt with. Franny, yes. Well, Kachava's Tlalamba's big sister. Tlalamba is Tandi's daughter, and so Kachava is also Tandi's daughter, just a few generations above. Not generations, but cub litters above. And Tamba, and then I think Kachava. I think there might be somebody in between. I'm not 100% sure. They do have a striking resemblance, don't they? So, I mean, this is in the middle of the block. You need to be able to walk in and have decent trackers to find something like this. You have the fork-tailed drongo mimicking the pearl-spotted owlet there. She's a very content kitty, isn't she? Puma, is she 10 this year? Wow. She looks good. She looks really good. Now the vehicle that's with us is interested in taking photos of the dead animal in the tree as the light slowly fades. We've probably got 5-10 minutes more here. I don't foresee her doing much. She's eaten. Listening to the radio earlier when she was up in that tree, it wasn't giving her really good views. So now she's out in the open. Full belly. Very content kitty. Wouldn't you say, Cam? Easy like Sunday afternoon, yeah.
Africam brings the wild to you. Watch the big 5-hour waterhole cameras. Indulge your passion for birding with the black eagles on the Black Eagle camera, flamingos at Camphor's Dam, and penguins at Stony Point. Listen to the soothing sounds of Lisbon Falls, or witness animals up close at Cat-Eye Pan. Imagine you're at the hide at Aldonyo Lodge, gazing at elephants with the majestic Mount Kilimanjaro as your backdrop. Join us at Africam for an extraordinary wildlife adventure.
Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime? Discover the magic of Africa with Wild Earth Travel. From a big cat safari to a jungle trek with gorillas, picture yourself floating down the Zambezi River or witnessing the breathtaking wildebeest migration. At Wild Earth Travel, we turn your bucket list into reality. Don't just dream it, live it. Plan your incredible life-changing journey with Wild Earth Travel today.
All aboard the SS Wild Earth for 3 nights of oceanic exploration. Trishada Naidu will be your trusty captain.
Just take that in for a moment.
As we delve deep into the blue abyss. Explorers and YouTube members, grab your wetsuits, snorkels and goggles and jump aboard for commotion in the ocean.
But I don't think you should be lenient on Tlalamba at all, knowing that she's related. She's another cat, it's competition, she's a threat to cubs, threat to resource, all those sort of things. She did make beautiful babies, Dark Man Lover. Definitely left her stamp on the leopards of the Sabi Sand. You've seen her before, Kat?
Once. Very quick.
I think she's a bit uncomfortable with her full belly. Difficult to know how to lie down comfortably. Lovely bit of grass and a nice termite mound for some elevation if she needs it. Got a minute or two until we need to go into the IR. You reckon she's bigger than Tlalamba piece 2, yeah? I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Okay, so I'm going to go into the infrared now, Geordie. So Alicia is getting to that time of night where her sleepiness is going to make everybody fall asleep a little bit. The flies have suddenly picked up their gusto around her head. They might actually make her move. They're irritating her so much. But that's because she's been feeding and she's got blood on the body. She's just going to nuzzle down. She flicks hard enough, she might flick that tick off the back of her ear there. It's holding on for dear life. It's nearly ready to come off. When ticks get big and fat like that, they're nearly ready to come off and drop into the grass and lay their eggs. Canine girl, yes, and they have. I think Moya killed one of, or was it Tiani killed one of Shitulu's cubs a couple litters ago. They do. You know, ideally, females want to have their den in the sort of heart nucleus of their territory, and then vigorously defend that area. There's always the risk of males coming in that aren't the father, but there's less chance of females coming into that area. But if they select a territory or they select a den that's too close to, let's quickly go to Cedric.
Look guys, we've got honey badgers. 2 honey badgers. Oh my word, and they're so relaxed. Look at that, everybody. Right in front of us. So relaxed. How beautiful is this? I don't want to make too much noise because they're right in front of us. This is amazing. Look at how they run. It reminds me of myself. This is now I'm not too sure if it's a male and a female together here. Very difficult to say. But these are one of the most fierce and ferocious little animals around, digging up, looking for scorpions, snakes, chameleons, whatever they can get their mouths on. This is brilliant. And we don't get to see them that often. Wow. It's amazing how they just move through, and there's a little bit of a bounce in their step. It's absolutely amazing with their little tails raised up like that. You can see looking under all little places, hoping for a little snack. All right, we're going to move a little bit. I'm just going to wait for them. Yeah, let's move a bit. That is amazing. That is just amazing. I'm going to turn my lights off here. Oh, it looks like they're just going straight down the road. We have to try and see if we can catch up to them, but goodness gracious, what an afternoon. What an afternoon. Steve D, this is amazing. What do you think? I just want to see. They're going to go around the corner. We won't get them nicely there. But they're very relaxed with us. They're just there. There they go. And usually they always just run into the bush and disappear from everything. And yeah, they are so chilled with us around here now. So I want to just get to a nice little spot here. JC, what an eventful drive. Oh, don't go around the corner. It's trying to catch up to the next one. Oh, we're going to go. I'm going to try and see what we cut across, huh? Sorry, I'm just going to try to do something here, everybody, because they're going straight down the road. Just hold on, Gert. I just want to do a little bit of a wide berth around them, and maybe we can catch him coming down the road. Jilly B, yes. Sorry, I don't want to say too much now, Jordan. I just want to see if I can get in. God, I want to see where they go. They're right here. They're going that side. It looks like they've just gone under another bush here. All right. Well. It's definitely difficult to keep up with those two little ones. I mean, that was something amazing, but I'm just going to go a bit here, and we're just going to wait a bit. They're at the fallen over tree there. They're going more into the thick stuff. Oh, they're coming across here now. Might even come down. We're just going to keep a little bit quiet here, just to see if they're going to once again approach us. It's two very relaxed honey badgers, this. And they're so low. They're not tall animals, they're very short animals, so they can easily run in that grass and just disappear. It looks like they are. Alright, that looks like they've gone a little bit further out. Well, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. That's what I always say. It's you always have to expect the unexpected here, and you never know what you're going to get around the next corner. But they can move. Let's see where they're off to. And now on dam cam, I think something running around there. Sorry, I just saw something running around there at the termite mound. Yeah. See, sometimes the fork-tailed drongers will even follow them, because if they go through the grass at this time of the afternoon, or like late afternoon at the dusk, then disturb the grass, and maybe the insects will come out, and that fork-tailed dronger will grab them. All right, well, we head on and see what else we can find. Let's head over to Steve to see what's happening with all Kuchovs.
Well, welcome back. Just repositioned. our last few moments here. Another vehicle coming in shortly. It's a bit of a tight spot in here. It's not the best view. But how nice to see honey badgers. I have been dying to see some. Well done, setters. Jordan loves honey badgers too. Nice, Jordy. They are very cool creatures. When you see them on the move like that, it's always very special.
Join the Wild Earth YouTube Superfan community and unlock a world of additional perks. Get exclusive early access or discounts to Wild Earth travel deals. Wear the best bush attire with merchandising discounts. Enjoy an interactive live monthly private safari. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience. Join the YouTube Superfan community today. Get ready for an adventure of a lifetime. Wild Earth Travel is proud to launch a brand new grand tour. Backed by popular demand, join us for an unforgettable experience where you'll meet Wild Earth presenters from past and present, participate in an exclusive rhino conservation project, and even take a masterclass in wildlife filming. And of course, you'll get up close and personal with your favorite animal characters. Book your spot now and dive into the wild with Wild Earth Travel. Chatting around a fire is an ancient practice that has connected humanity for centuries, and we want to keep it alive in our modern age. As an explorer, you'll have access to intimate gatherings with our naturalists, fascinating guests, and experts where we share knowledge, insights, and stories around a crackling fire. Rediscover the power of connection. Sign up to be an explorer today and experience the magic of Wild Earth's fireside chats.
Okay, when the other vehicle gets in, we're going to make some space. Leave her to her evening's reverie. Oh, yes, I'm a formidable, dangerous leopard cat. Looking at me through the grass like that. She's just a darling. You know that feeling when you want to sleep but you've had too much coffee? Your eyes are wide awake. That's what she's going through right now. Formidable leopard camouflage. Gee, it's a planes vehicle coming in, that's why you can't really hear it. Just some branches. Each in their own way picky, very special. Very special. I'm glad we were here before it got dark. We got to see you in the light. These electric vehicles are so eerie. They just creep up on you. You just suddenly hear a branch and you're like, what?
It's like a voice in your head.
The voice in your head sometimes creeps up on you. Shame, Cam. Max, you feel like she needs a belly rub. As soon as this vehicle gets in, going to make space for the other one. It's on their way. Yeah, Andrew, she's just lying here, eh? So come around the termite mound there. And then I'll make space and then you can choose your view. Warms your heart, Bridget. A leopard sleeping in the long grass with a nice full belly. Okay, Andrew's pulling in. Spotlight is going to come out shortly. We're going to make some space, get ourselves out of this block. Thank you, Kachava, for being such a treat. Okay, and we're going to send you over to Setters and see if he's caught up again with his honey badgers or something else that's special.
Very, very nice Stivos with all good chavs. So I wonder if you could see if she's got suckle marks there, but apparently she does. I know that, as I said, I saw a clip from somebody yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Where it shows that she's got like a little milk bag hanging from her belly. Very nice having leopardess on a screen this afternoon. One that we don't really get to see too often. Jordan, do you know how much, how can I say, meat is left on that kill? Just want to see what's going to be, if she's still going to be around there for tomorrow morning. Ooh, ooh. Thank you. Well, as you can see, we have just bumped into a big male elephant. These, what do you think? I think, yeah, let's just move this side. I'm just going to move into this little section here. Sorry, everybody. He's a very relaxed male. He's not even bothered about us. I'm just going to quickly make sure that we can at least... Yeah, it's like one tusker. He's a big boy, this. Oh my goodness gracious. He is enjoying some nice marula branches, maybe pulled from the tree. A nice big male, this. Yes, look at that big branch that he must have pulled down. Oh, looks like his left tusk is broken. It's broken off. See the right one a little bit coming through. You can see how he crunches through there with those big molars. Let's just listen to him crunching this branch. But he's got small ears. And don't you think so, Gert?
So big.
Yeah, maybe he's just so big that his ears makes his ears look so small. But I think he's got small ears. Take one branch at a time.
We should probably prepare to move fairly quickly.
Wild Earth presents Safari Spotlight, your front row seat to the wonders of the wild. Join our expert naturalists each week as they guide you on an unforgettable journey through the heart of nature.
Looks like this female came out here.
What a privilege to be here.
Subscribe to the Wild Earth YouTube channel and never miss a moment of the adventure. Wild Earth, connecting with nature.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Are you looking to take your bond with the wild to the next level? Download our app and access in-depth chats with our naturalists and special guests. Connect and converse in real time on our Ask Me Anythings, fireside chats, hangouts, and town halls. WeChat, available on the Wild Earth app. Wild Earth, we are Safari.
This is such a nice sighting. Such a beautiful male elephant and so relaxed. Not even fazed about our presence. You can just see where his shoulders take that first branch that comes out of the marula tree. I mean, that is high. That is really, really tall. Good 6-7 tons right there. At least he's not wasting anything. At least he brought that branch down from the top of the marula tree and he's going through it. Going through it all, slowly but surely. Interesting, that left tusk looks very thick, but the right one it hasn't broken off, but it's also very short. And like short and thick. He's clever. Amazing even how he drags the branch through just to take the leaves off. Well, very experienced male. I mean, I can imagine this guy being about 45, 50 years old. I can imagine the experience that he's got here. Imagine the stories he can tell us. Franny, yes, yeah, it's been a fantastic sunset safari. Lots happening this afternoon. Wild dogs, kachava, honey badgers, this elephant. It's been a wonderful day out here in the bush. Jason, that's clever, eh? And now he eats the branch. It's almost like me eating a chocolate log. I first take the chip, the chocolate off the cushion of the biscuit, and then I eat the biscuit afterwards.
The society.
True story. That's how you have to eat a society like that. Just put it off all at once. One time, grab the stick on the one side and then just take everything off. And he does it with such ease. Such ease. No hassle. I wonder if he's going to try and grab another branch from the tree to get some more of those leaves. Because he's running out of leaves now. He's like, where's more? Maybe I must look up in it. Or maybe he's going to eat some of those sticks now. Oh, he's got another one. All right, he's found more. Jenna from the UK, you're most welcome. It's been fantastic sightings this afternoon. What a great way to end the drive as well with this
male elephant that is chewy close to our camp, and enjoying every part of that branch. As I said, it is making my teeth feel very fragile. Well, we're coming to the last minute of our sunset safari. I just want to say thank you to everybody once again for joining us on a wonderful afternoon. Great time spent with some amazing predators, and with this male elephant, some of Steve's drainage line chats. It's always nice just to know about everything that happens here in the bush. But please make sure to join us again on Tuesday morning, because tomorrow we're not going to be live. Tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon we won't be live. Tuesday morning we will be live for explorers and for YouTube members. So if you want to join us on Wednesday, join as a member on the YouTube channel. Please do so. But yes, from all of us at Wild Earth, have a wonderful evening further.